Welcome to the Blockchain Report, where we discuss all things blockchain technology, crypto, assets, DeFi, NFTs, and much more. Today is your weekly news update, and pretty big update this week. Actually, today, we'll get into that in a minute. Check around the markets. We are above $1 trillion market cap, first time in a while, and we are at 31 guays, 62 paraguays. ETH gas still on the low side, but man, we just about an hour and a half ago, we got a nice pump starting on Bitcoin after the FOMC meeting, and this is what it's looking like right now on the daily. Zoom in here. You see we're starting to break above this trend from April. A little more. Let me zoom this out right here. So if you bring this back down here to line it up with this candle right here, you see it almost bounces right off of there. Let's see if I got a little good on that. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little higher. So if you raise it up just a little bit, match it up with this candle right here, I mean, it almost, boom, bounced perfect. But now we're going to check and see if it can break through this, stay above it. I'll just keep it down here. Let's get a little retest. See if we can make a new pattern out of this. Hopefully we're going up, and this trend right here is just the long term from the previous all-time high, barely all-time high, but all-time high nonetheless. So this is pretty good if we can get here and break above it and then retest it. Just be careful. Make sure you don't buy in right here at the top of this pump. Let it come down and retest some of these levels. I mean, wow, that's quite a pump. So that's pretty cool. We actually got the rate hike about an hour and a half ago, 75 basis points. They were estimating, a lot of people were predicting 100 basis points, but that didn't come to fruition. So they're looking at a possible third 75 basis point move, and that'll come in mid-September. So they're usually about a month and a half apart. We'll go into some news, quite a bit to cover. So Ethereum will be 55% complete post-merge. The Vitalik Buterin, look at that lovely specimen right here. Just the manliest man you could ever have in the face of crypto, Vitalik Buterin. So he said that Ethereum was in a long and complicated transition phase during his presentation at the 5th edition of the ETHCC. It's an Ethereum conference. They have, Buterin estimated that Ethereum would only be roughly 55% complete following its transition to proof of stake. He added that he thought the network faces short-term pain, long-term gain. It's probably what a lot of projects are facing right now. Short-term pain, long-term gain. So if you're wondering about Ethereum proof of stake, I mean, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. The biggest hurdle is getting this network up and running as a actual mainnet, live net. So we monitor that. It's crazy to think that we're close to this after a year and a half of kind of hyping this up. But we're close. Sustainable Bitcoin mining power max hits 59.5%. So more energy efficient Bitcoin miners are on the rise. Show this little graph right here. Global Bitcoin mining, the sustainable power mix, Bitcoin mining versus countries, percent of terawatt per hour. So nearly 60% of the electricity used to power Bitcoin mining machines come from sustainable sources. So all this FUD about Bitcoin mining being a drain on the environment or a net negative on the environment isn't necessarily true. You look at all the things that consume the most power, and it's not even close to, I mean, Bitcoin's not even close to consuming that much power. There's our good old friend Michael Saylor. It's actually my manager's name, but a different Michael Saylor. But in Q2 2022, Bitcoin mining efficiency surged 46% year over year, and sustainable power mix reached 59.5%, above 50% for the fifth quarter in a row. The network was 137% more secure year over year, only using 63% more energy. It's hard to find an industry more clean and efficient. I agree, Mr. Saylor. There's always bad actors and stuff, but generally, we're moving in a good direction. Some Polygon news. So Polygon's introducing ZK EVM, or Zero Knowledge Ethereum Virtual Machine. So, and there's a couple things on Polygon that are pretty cool. So we all know that Ethereum needs to scale, and we at Polygon believe that zero knowledge tech is the most promising pathway to get there. But the path has often seemed as if it would be long and winding. The conventional wisdom has been that the crypto space would need many years to develop layer 2 solutions that could give us both scalability benefits of ZK proofs and compatibility with the Ethereum virtual machine. The vision for a ZK, or zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine with complete EVM equivalence is simple. Developers seamlessly deploying any Ethereum smart contract to a layer 2 that scales infinitely using ZK proofs. Any tooling or DApp on Ethereum used in exactly the same way on a ZK EVM. Users and developers alike reaping the futuristic benefits of ZK proofs, all while benefiting from the decentralization, security, and familiarity of Ethereum. We're proud to announce that the wait is over, introducing Polygon ZK EVM, the future of Ethereum scaling. You gotta love when you see these different technologies being utilized on different networks and boosting the overall capacity of the network and making it more robust, more user-friendly, less transaction fees, and just better security. This is really cool to see. A little more on Polygon. We partner with Kaleido to bring the power of custom blockchains to enterprises. That's what we need. We need to get out these big companies, these big enterprise companies. So Polygon's partnering with enterprise-grade Web3 infrastructure platform Kaleido to give businesses the power to build custom blockchains tailored to their needs. Kaleido will leverage Polygon Edge, a modular framework for bootstrapping Ethereum-compatible networks, to meet surging demand from enterprises looking to launch services in Web3. Polygon Edge is available on Kaleido starting July 21st, and I believe that was last week. The offering will also eventually include Polygon Supernets, a fast track for building application-specific chains, as well as other Polygon-leading technologies. Enterprises in industries ranging from financial services to supply chain to retail and healthcare are increasingly eager to explore what open and decentralized blockchain-based applications can do for their businesses. But launching on a public network like Ethereum is fraught with challenges that include privacy concerns and unpredictable transaction fees. The Polygon Kaleido partnership paves the way for enterprises building bespoke blockchain with the right mix of scalability, security, cost, and openness. So there's something similar that VeChain was doing with, I believe it was Salesforce, to build a blockchain for them, essentially, to have all their whatever it is that they have, all their data, all their resources, information on their blockchain. Companies don't need to move completely over to the blockchain. You can just have your regular business and then one operate in the blockchain space, so to speak. Web3, it's just another layer of the internet, and businesses that don't necessarily know how to utilize the blockchain yet, this is a great way for them to get involved. These projects coming in, building partnerships with other networks and bringing their tools to the mainstream. Matter Labs schedules ZK Sync 2.0 mainnet launch for October. This is we got a couple of. I think we got a couple of ZKs. Oh no, this is the only one. As Ethereum scaling competition heats up, Matter Labs says it will bring the first EVM-compatible ZK rollup to market. Matter Labs is the company behind Zero Knowledge Rollup, or ZK Sync. On Wednesday, said it plans to launch the mainnet in 100 days. With the announcement came the release of a full ZK Sync roadmap and other details about the project's upcoming milestones. So here's the tweet. Sorry about that. Over the last year, we've been heads down working to scale Ethereum and accelerate its adoption. Today, we're happy to announce that ZK 2.0, the first ZK EVM rollup, will be live on mainnet in 100 days. So here's the little roadmap. We'll check this out. Beginning, ZK EVM architecture, better compatibility, we're here, so the dynamic fees, proof of merge, project registration, baby alpha, 100 days, okay. So this is 100 days from here. And then fair launch alpha, and then full alpha. So ZK EVM is kind of Ethereum scaling solution that aims to decrease Ethereum's high fees and increase the network's transaction capacity in comparison to so-called optimism rollups. Zero-knowledge rollups like ZK Sync are considered superior, albeit far more complex for engineers to implement. ZK Sync is among the companies that have already employed zero-knowledge technology for a handful of more restrictive use cases like token swaps and non-fungible token transfers, but no general ZK rollup, one which can handle any Ethereum smart contract, exists yet on Ethereum. Ethereum net issuance can drop to negative 4.5% following the merge update. So once the merge happens, Ethereum's been slowly, not necessarily deflationary because it still creates more Ethereum each day. There's a certain percentage, I don't remember the math, but it's barely holding on to positive, so we could be deflationary following the merge. It's likely between negative 0.5% to negative 4.5%, depending on network fees. So here's the net issuance, deflation post-merge. And you would think that being a deflationary asset, the tokens being burned with each transaction being placed, you would expect the price to go up, right? The less supply, the higher the demand. So you would expect it to go up, but not necessarily to the moon right away. So long term, you're good to hold. You're great to hold. But just average in, just stack your crypto every paycheck. I mean, it's going to go up over time anyway, so this is just going to make it increase substantially than it normally would over the years. So ETH is definitely a good one to watch. Cardano's IOG gives lowdown on Vasil hard fork progress. So July 3rd, the IOG teams hard forked the Cardano testnet to Vasil functionality. It was stated that exchanges and stake pool operators needed at least 4 weeks for testing, which puts the last week of July as the tentative date for the Vasil mainnet launch. After the testnet hard fork announcement, work continued in earnest, starting with the initial node v1.35.0. The IOG teams progressed on working on node v1.35.1, which fixes an issue with the snapshot replay. Cardano Testnet Explorer and other dependencies also saw upgrades following the new node. Work also progressed on pipelining maintainability. I thought it was like mainnet ability, and the addition of tests for added confidence and regression prevention. Currently, they report in its weekly evaluation report that it's working on upcoming release of Node 1.35.2. This version hopes to bring improvements and fix bugs around the previous node versions during Vasil testing. They give a weekly update on what's going on, some key highlights, statistics to date. Really good little graphic to see. Nike dives further into Web3 with new style store. In the Hongdae neighborhood of Seoul, South Korea, Nike has debuted a new type of store, and this one comes with features right out of the metaverse. The Nike Style Store explores the mix between digital and physical spaces, a relationship with retail giant calls Digital Physical, with 2 components: QR codes that lead to augmented reality, experiences in the store itself, a content studio where shoppers can create videos and photos for their social media channels. Nike's doing a big blending the digital and physical into one place. It's really fascinating. I'm excited to see more stores incorporate stuff like this. So the mesh between physical and digital is right out of Nike's 2020 CV Penny D playbook, where the focus was less on physical traffic in stores but not on driving traffic to online selling points through different media channels. So the store opened July 15th in a neighborhood known for its connection to the arts and sneaker culture. One of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy VII NFT project to honor the game's 25th anniversary. So the longest running, most beloved game series of all time is getting the NFT treatment. Today, software platform Engine and well-known video game company Square Enix announced the upcoming launch of a collectible set of digital cards and figures inspired by Final Fantasy VII, the iconic 1997 RPG, according to a recent press release. So Engine's software platform that lets developers create their own NFTs on Ethereum and integrate them into apps and games. And the release will take place on Affinity, which Engine bills as its next generation cross-chain network for NFTs built on the Polkadot blockchain. But access to the NFTs, collectors will first have to purchase items in the release's corresponding physical collection, which will launch sometime in 2023. Fans can pre-order those commemorative action figures starting today. The Square Enix store. Let's see what these are running for. Let's check these out. Nice. Not sure why they're in the EU, but okay. Okay, here you go. Under $50. Ooh, here you go. Oh yeah. Let's see. Where are these pre-orders at? Dude, that's really cool. Look at that art. It's crazy good. Crazy good. I know Final Fantasy VII was definitely my favorite. It's the longest game ever. It was so long, but it was so much fun. So I might look into this. I don't know. I'm not a huge collector of just art like that, but it might be pretty cool to have. Official explains why China's CBDC should not be as anonymous as cash. I think we all know why that is the case. While cash is associated with more anonymity, is less mobile and easy to use in large amounts than digital currency, China's CBDC project lead Mu Chengchun said. Chengchun. I think a lot of companies are gonna, or countries, I'm sorry, a lot of countries will find that they're gonna push to make it private, but it's definitely not gonna be anonymous. I don't know how the system is gonna go over here, but there will be more tracking and tracing and seeing what you spend your money on and how you spend your money. It's not going to be the greatest, so finding a way to get your money out of that system will be highly, highly important. I don't want to spend too much time on China's CBDC. Something more interesting, Cathie Wood sells Bitcoin shares amid insider trading allegations. So one of the largest stockholders of Coinbase Exchange has dumped a massive amount of shares as regulators reportedly probe the firm for alleged insider trading. Cathie Woods has sold more than 1.4 million Coinbase shares, according to daily trade information from ARK on July 26th. And this is coming after Coinbase is being hit for insider trading, or someone at Coinbase, or who left Coinbase, was hit for insider trading. And also there's a lot of nasty, kind of sketchy stuff going on in here, because you have Coinbase, who went through the SEC to get approval to operate with these tokens, and then the SEC gives them a go-ahead, they give them a clear, and now the SEC comes after them saying, oh, well, you weren't allowed to do this because they're registered, because they're securities, and blah, 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 basically trying to flex their muscle and play the big bad bully. And Coinbase is saying, well, if you approved us to operate, why wasn't this an issue before? So a lot of fuckery going on with the SEC as per usual. We'll keep an eye on this. If you got stuff on Coinbase, if you got your crypto on Coinbase, pull it out. Put it on a cold storage wallet, or paper wallet, something that you hold the keys to and nobody else. Here's some FUD from the International Monetary Fund. So IMF Global Outlook suggests dark clouds ahead for crypto, and investors are warning for further volatility in the digital asset markets as the International Monetary Fund forecasts a slowdown in global economic growth. And these are people who don't really want to see crypto be adopted. I mean, they know it's coming, but they're doing their best to slow it down. So we got also the GDP release tomorrow for Q2. See how that goes. If it's anything terrible, we could get a drop down. I mean, you see this little pump right here? Not the wrapper. You see, we thought we were gonna pump right here. Oh yeah. Oh, and then tank. So you get a little pump right here. Just hold on. Keep your stops tight. Make sure you don't get in before the volatility. Get in after. Some really, really sketchy stuff with TikTok and their security. It's a huge mess. I don't know if you saw, or there was a clip that Joe Rogan Joe Rogan talking about the TikTok policy, and it's pretty disgusting. I mean, the amount of stuff that they can obtain from your phone, from being logged into your phone. I mean, keystroke data, your audio data, all of your apps and folders, all the data from your folders and files, and what else? The location of your phone, where your phone goes, the all basically all the information on your phone, including the make, model, serial number, IMEI, your phone data, like the actual physical phone data is being taken, not just yours and what you send and receive, but the actual like serial number and information on what type of phone it is and what type of system it uses, operating system, everything. So you want to use TikTok, you really gotta think twice about what you're willing to hand over. You know, if you really wanted to limit, I know a lot of you don't care, but if you think long term, what you're giving out can be used against you later on, is it worth it? You know, if it is, get a different phone. Get a throwaway phone or a burner phone, as we call it, and just use it for only certain apps. And you don't care if information gets through on those apps to companies. So you separate it from your main phone that you use, and just have a phone for fun, for apps and games, and don't keep that stuff. I'm working on moving all my crypto to a separate phone system, and yeah, just be more secure. You want to be more secure. You want to keep what's yours. You never know what can be used against you later down the road. And last little one right here. Tesla reports 64 million profit from Bitcoin sales. Man, Elon rolling in it. Elon's electric vehicle company sold 75% of its Bitcoin in the second quarter. The company's overall profitability was impacted by inflation and the competition for battery cells. So Michael Saylor's right. If you sell 25 or 75% of your Bitcoin, you will only have 25% of your Bitcoin left. Math. So Tesla's decision to offload most of its Bitcoin treasuries netted the company a hefty profit in the second quarter, even as crypto prices plunged into a bear market. In the first 6 months of 2022, Tesla recorded 170 million of impairment losses resulting from changes to the carrying value of its Bitcoin holdings. So a lot of people are speculating that they sold this just so they could be in profit. And at this point, I don't care what Tesla does with their Bitcoin and what Elon does. But it is something that gets people hot and excited. They see Daddy Elon buying or selling the crypto. But that's about it for me today. That's all I had lined up. Checking in the markets right here. See, you never want to go in especially when it's spiking up and you see this volume just dropping. Like right here, drop. And then you get this big push. You see this? It's usually going to pull back. You get this sometimes it's big spike. And that's just exit liquidity. People selling. All kinds of people selling just to get out. That's what drives this up. More people buying, and I think you're going to need way more volume to keep spiking. So, the higher you go up, the more volume starts to fade. You're going to come back down to earth soon. Just a little friendly tip. Also, make sure you check these RSIs. If they're overblown like this, you're going to need to come back down and settle a little bit. Just like, where is it at? On this daily. Oh, it's back up right here. Where's it at? Yeah, you want it to reset down here. But that's a video for another day. This is the Blockchain Report. I appreciate y'all sticking with me today. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.